Education.
Reverend Shri Ashok Pradhanji, in his absentia, he has just had to leave. The dynamic registrar of this institution, Shri Rajesh Mishraji, the Dean Academic, Dr. Geetika, the Deputy Registrar, Vijay Bhardwajji, and the faculty, non-teaching staff, deans, directors, and my very own students. Uh, it's a very interesting time when I am here today because of various reasons. One, that your institute has, a divine connection. By the way, I don't know what are the reasons thereof, but be it the Sarvadharma Prarthana which you did, I I can recall two to three of those, but others I could not, and I'm glad that I learned a lot while you were performing. Congratulations to those girls who were performing that Sarvadharma Prarthana. Besides that, the other kind of prarthana which this institute does is by participating in, human-centric education. For example, when I think Mr. Pradhan or Dr. Geetika were speaking, they mentioned about no management quota. These days there are ways and means through which merit is killed, in fact, murdered and brutally. But your institution doesn't take any management quota. That augurs well. That's no less than the Sarvadharma Prarthana that you do, because that's also very secular way of maintaining and holding the merit. Okay, these are a couple of things which I wanted to tell you before I start with a very brief, just a 10-minute talk on humane education. Guys, I would request your attention only for 10 minutes, and then hopefully I'll give you back. Hopefully. You would not be disappointed for giving those 10 minutes to yourself. We all are aware that education is progressing like anything these days. If we look at the data shows us that we are doing wonders in whatever we are doing, whether it is the economic development, or it is the employment, or it is the poverty alleviation, or it is the G20 kind of summits. Everywhere we are doing wonders as a country, and also as a world we are doing wonders. But when you see the root of it, when you see the soil, then you get the feel that whatever we are doing is probably we are doing nothing. So there is a huge gap between we are doing wonders and we are doing nothing. What are we actually doing? Do we know? Or what are we not doing? Do we know that? That's the first thing. As it is said that before you start to know, you need to know what exactly to know. What is known, what is unknown. But the student of today, I'm not talking about any specific institution or any specific program, but I'm talking in general terms as of now, that we are not aware of what are the challenges that we are facing. We are not aware of what is unknown. Therefore, this becomes very important. I'm sorry for the for not so clear image there. Here it is a little kind of clearer, but I'll try to make it more clear through some of my talk in the next few minutes. I've written here towards value-based humane education. What is humane education? Education has always been humane. If we look at a theoretical standpoint, education is a humane business. Humane, why? Humane because the one who delivered is a human. The one to whom it is delivered is human. So it is bound to be a humane business, no? Then what is inhumane in it? We need to see, we need to kind of check what is. It's not working, I think. Would you please either bring me to the next slide in the meantime? Bring me to the next slide, and then if you can, you may correct it. But the point remains: what is inhumane in it, and what needs to be humane? So we need to look at two things: what to do and how to do. What to do is a bigger question than how to do. For example, when you are admitted to a university or an institution, what is it that you want to do? And what is it that you end up doing? Almost every time, every student who is enrolled into a program is clear about one thing, that I want to come out of this program with a salary package, with a pay package, right? How do we evaluate the universities? For your information, your university, IP University, has got A++ ranking this time by NAC. Usually, this accreditation is given only for 3 years or 5 years, but this is one of the 2-3 government universities in the country who have got this accreditation for 7 years. Also, globally, the best parameter, which is or the best ranking which is happening at the global level, is the QS World Ranking. Okay, and when a university decides to participate in the QS rankings, first year they are put in a waiting period. Second year, they are moved from the waiting to the regional ranking. For example, if IP University decides to apply in 2023, first year we would be ranked in just the we would not be ranked anywhere. Second year, 2024, we would be ranked in the Asia rankings. And third year, we would be ranked in the world rankings. But this is perhaps the only university in the world which was ranked in the same year that we didn't even apply. So we are yet to apply. We are thinking of applying in 2024-25 cycle. But we have been ranked in the QS World University rankings. Why? The point remains why? Because of the strength in the form of the students. So that's what I'm coming to. What to do? Are we only targeting the job offers, the bigger job offers? If that's the case, that's not the purpose, right? So what to do is concerned with the purpose here, and how to do is concerned with the program. But do we have a purpose? Do we define our own purpose? Are you guys defining your purpose as students? You want to do a blah blah degree, right? Why do you want to do this degree? Are you clear about that? If yes, good. If not, please get some clarity. Why do you want to do what you want to do? And then, of course, like I said, how to do is the program. So we are all working on how to pass this degree, how to learn business management, how to learn legal frameworks, how to learn educational things, all those things. Both are essential. We cannot do away with any of them. But what is the priority? What is the priority? Are we ensuring both? What is the right priority? Are we ensuring the priority? Who decides the value? And on what basis is it decided? Like I said, QS, NAC, all those rankings which rank the universities, they have a certain set of parameters. Do we work only on those parameters, or do we work holistically? Like, for example, if someone ranks you as an institution, would they be thinking about what is your pass percentage, what are your placements, or would they find something beyond that? Like, for example, I have not been to many institutions which would do the Sarvdharma Pratna Sabha. I have not been to many institutions which have done away with their management quota because they want to honor the merit. Right? So the point remains that who decides the value? Value is not a short-term phenomenon. Value is a very long-term phenomenon. Value is decided in due course of time, not right away. Whatever I'm talking to you today, maybe we do not know, you do not know, I do not know the value of it, or the time that you are spending to listen to us. The value is not known today. The value will not be known today. Maybe years later, you would realize, or we would also realize. So, what is the value education? What kind of humane education do we need? There are a few things that I have listed on this slide. One, it has to be universal, sarvabhaumik. Education cannot be principles of education, principles of management, for example. Henry Fayol gave 14 principles of management. Those of you who are studying management would recall. Are those only applicable in country A, country B, or are those applicable anywhere in the world? Right? So education also has got to be, it has to be universal with respect to kal, which is time, desh, which is space, and vyakti, which is individual. So education has to be independent of time, space, and individual. At the same time, in being independent and being universal, applicable to one and all. And then it has to be rational. It has to appeal to the logical reasoning, to the human reasoning. It has to be sahaj swikarya, natural, naturally acceptable. If I tell you, okay, 2 plus 2 is 5, it is naturally unacceptable. If I say these are 5 fingers, 1, 2 plus 1, 2, but these 2 plus 2 make 5. You would say, no, he's talking irrelevant, nonsense. But at the same time, if I tell you that when you are taking a degree, when you're studying in a program, the goal of you studying in a program is beyond the pay package. I'm not saying that the pay package will not happen, but pay package is a byproduct. It's not the main product. The main product is learning. 20 years back, when I was a student at Punjab University, Chandigarh, there were a lot of my colleagues who thought that, okay, we would join corporate, we would do this, we would do this. And 20 years later, when we look back at that time, those who were thinking that he's going into education, research, and all that, he can have anything, but he would not have more money than us. His pay package would be lesser than us. And I'm glad to share that my pay package is not lesser than anyone who was studying with me at the University Business School of Punjab University, Chandigarh 20 years back. But I didn't work for that. The reason for which, the motivation for my work was not the pay package. The pay package is just, as I said, a byproduct. Then it has to be all-encompassing, the holistic perspective, and experientially verifiable. I should not be verifying it that, okay, 2 plus 2, okay, keep 2 apples, keep 2 apples, how many are these? That's an empirical evidence. It has to be an experiential evidence. The people who have studied from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan vis-a-vis the people who have studied from another university or college, how have they fared in their lives? That's the experiential evidence. It has to be that way. I would only talk about one slide and then I would sit back, but in fact, 2 slides. One is this: what is self-exploration? For humane education, we need to do self-exploration. What is self-exploration? It is a process of dialogue. संवाद, संवाद की प्रक्रिया है. किसमें संवाद? Between me and you to begin with. We are doing संवाद, no? हम लोग संवाद ही कर रहे हैं ना? We are talking to each other. What is this? This is संवाद. But there has to be a संवाद within you. What is that samvad? Please try to understand this now. As I said, I would speak less, but I would give you deep things to reflect on. What is this self samvad? Between 2 things: what I am and what I really want to be. Can you ask this tough question from yourself? What you really want to be, and then look at what I am, and then see everything that you're doing. Is it taking you towards that, what I really want to be, or is it taking you away from there? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. And that's the question that particularly the education needs to ask. The students need to ask themselves. We, the faculties, we need to ask ourselves. The educational administrators need to ask ourselves. Are we, as, for example, am I as a university moving towards what I want the university to be like? I want my students to live happy lives. Am I giving my students the inputs which would take them towards that? Or am I only giving them the competition in which they will find stress every now and then? Right? If we are working only for, like I said, the pay packages, etc., then that's what is going to happen. But if not, then the world is ready to listen to you. I do not want to boast of those things, but today, as I speak with you, I'm a visiting professor at 4 different universities in the world. I teach in Poland. I'm going later this year in December. I teach in Hungary. I teach in Malaysia, and I teach in Australia, besides teaching in India. What do I teach there? The same question which I ask you is the question, pertinent question for the students anywhere in the world. What you are and what you really want to be. Do you think there is a bridge that you are creating between this? If yes, then that's fine. If no, that's the problem. Then the question that comes next is, what is happiness then? So happiness is the state of harmony between what I am and what I really want to be. जो मैं हूं और जो मैं होना चाहता हूं, इसके बीच में अगर संगीत की अवस्था है, संगीत, हार्मनी को हिंदी में कुछ और नहीं बोल रहा हूं, संगीत बोल रहा हूं. This is not music. But if I know how to play drum, and I do it in, most of you or many of you might be knowing, if you play like a drum, if I was a drummer, it would be music, but what I am doing is just noise. So is there the music between what I am and what I really want to be? उसमें संगीत है या फिर उसमें अंतर विरोध है? If you read these 2 sentences in Hindi that I've written, संगीत सुख, संगीत में व्यवस्था में जीना सुख है, and दुख अंतर विरोध में जीने के लिए बाध्य होना. To be forced to be in the state of disharmony. Disharmony between what? Between what I am and what I really want to be. Right? So you need to also, everyone needs to reflect upon this. That's why I've said that this is the process of self-exploration. I would talk about maybe one more slide, this one. I want to talk about this. Now, what is the what is the human program? What is the human program? If I ask you what makes you happy, what would you say? Do you think it is the relation with some people that you care more? Or do you think it is about the facilities? Relation or facilities? And whatever be your answer, do not open. जो वो बोलते हैं ना कि अपनी अपनी जो गठरी है उसको अपने सामने ही खोलिए, मेरे सामने मत खोलिए, लेकिन अपने सामने खोल लीजिए. So out of the 2 things that I've said, relations and facilities, आपकी लाइफ में जो थोड़ा बहुत अगर है, तो अगर थोड़ा बहुत दुख, स्ट्रेस, परेशानी है, तो दोनों में से किसके कारण है? इसको जरा खुद को जवाब दीजिए, बोल के नहीं दीजिए, शांति से खुद को जवाब दीजिए. Do you think it's the relation which is causing you issues, if at all? Or do you think it is the facilities? Right? I don't want the answers, but I want you to answer to yourself. You owe this answer to yourself. अब आपके जो दिन के 24 घंटे हैं, उसमें से ज्यादा टाइम आप किस में लगा रहे हैं, पहले में या दूसरे में? इसको भी सोच लीजिए। अगर उसमें हार्मनी है फिर तो एजुकेशन ने पर्पस मीट किया है। अगर नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम तो एक कारण से है ना, मेरा सर दर्द हो रहा है, दवाई खा रहा हूं पेट के दर्द की, तो उससे ठीक होगा क्या? ये देखना पड़ेगा ना। एम आई, इज दिस कॉजिंग मी प्रॉब्लम्स और इज दिस कॉजिंग मी प्रॉब्लम्स? तो इन दोनों को समझना, इन दोनों की मुझे कितनी आवश्यकता है उसको समझना, और उस आवश्यकता की पूर्ति कैसे हो सकती है उसको समझना। तीन चीजें बोली। टू अंडरस्टैंड these two, to know how much I need these two, and to see how to fulfill these two. इन तीन सवालों के जवाब जो है वो यहां पे है वन में, राइट अंडरस्टैंडिंग। अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है? अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ रिलेशंस एंड फैसिलिटीज। उसमें भी क्या, ये दोनों है क्या, इनकी मुझे जरूरत कितनी है और इनकी पूर्ति कैसे होगी। ठीक है, अब समझ लीजिए ह्यूमेन एजुकेशन क्या है, जिसकी मैंने जो अपना सेंट्रल थीम दिया था। हम लोग मेजरली यहां पे हैं, ज्यादातर ध्यान यहां पे है, इस छोटे गोले में। इस छोटे गोले में से अपना ध्यान इस बड़े गोले पे आ जाए, है ना। जो छोटा गोला उसको मैं एनिमल कॉन्शियसनेस, जीव चेतना बोलूं, और बड़े गोले को ह्यूमन कॉन्शियसनेस, मानव चेतना बोलूं। तो ये विकास जो है, संक्रमण, विकास, प्रोग्रेस, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, एजुकेशन, जो प्रोग्रेस है वो एक्चुअल प्रोग्रेस यहां से लेके यहां तक आने में है, यहां से यहां आने में। ये कैसे होगा? ये इस छोटे गोले की समझ से बड़े गोले की समझ तक आने में होगा। और जब ऐसा होगा तो यहां से हम एनिमल कॉन्शियसनेस से ह्यूमन कॉन्शियसनेस की तरफ बढ़ेंगे। ये जो रूल है, यहां से यहां लाना विद्यार्थियों को, लोगों को, ये शिक्षा का रूल है। द गोल ऑफ द एजुकेशन is to make people transform from animal consciousness to human consciousness. That's the point I want to make with you. Right? With both the educators, the ones who deliver, and the students who take education, with all the stakeholders in education, we need to be sure that the role is to move from animal consciousness to human consciousness. तभी हम लोग, अभी क्या है कि इसके थ्रू हम लोग उभय समृद्धि की तरफ जा रहे हैं, म्यूचुअल प्रॉस्पेरिटी, इसके थ्रू, फैसिलिटीज के थ्रू, इसके थ्रू हम लोग म्यूचुअल सुख की तरफ जाएंगे, उभय सुख। अगर हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट सुख और समृद्धि दोनों की है, तब हमारे रोल जो है वो पूरे होंगे। अदरवाइज हम लोग उस तरह से चीजों को अचीव नहीं कर पाएंगे। और इस सब से अचीव क्या होगा? ये चार चीजें अचीव होंगी। हार्मनी एट द लेवल ऑफ द ह्यूमन बीइंग, आपके मेरे लेवल पे हार्मनी, हम संगीत की व्यवस्था में जी पाएंगे, हमारे परिवार जी पाएंगे, हमारा समाज जी पाएगा, और ये पूरी प्रकृति जी पाएगी। तो इंडिविजुअल, फैमिली, सोसाइटी एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द नेचर, these are the four things which we need to care about. These are the four things which will actually benefit from this humane education that I said. That's all that I wanted to share with you today. In fact, it calls for a lot of discussion, deliberation. It has to be a two-way process. It cannot be done in a one-way process. That's why education also is a two-way process. But nevertheless, there has to be a beginning. And I think I have tried to make a beginning with you, to break the ice with you guys, that education is not what we are seeing in the, in the mainstream only. There are different things happening in the other streams which we need to bring in the mainstream, which we need to mainstream. With this, I thank a lot to the administration of this wonderful institution. I love this institution, and also to you for your patient learning. I hope listening. I hope that you have taken back something. Like I said, you give me those 10 minutes and I'll pay you back. I hope I've been able to pay back. And my email ID is here. I remain open to interacting with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You have shed light on a topic that is not